Okay, welcome to another video. This is video number 3 of the Glade Python examples. What we're going to do this time is go back through the code and clean it up a little bit. Let's see. So what have we got here? We've got, this is what we left off with. It's working. I'll show you here. So we got Python 3. What we had last time, we had added these combo boxes, a button, a stack switcher and a stack, and we also added some logging in here. So we're just going to, before we move forward any further, just clean up the code we already have, tidy it up, make it a bit more efficient, and go from there. So what we're going to do is open this in here. So we've got this open in here. So one thing I noticed on Eric's last tutorial, he in here he had date format, and then he had something like this. So that's basically when it logs to the console, that it will have year, month, day, hour, minutes and seconds, which is fine. Let's just save that. So now when we actually run the code, notice the formatting there, and then when we run this here, oops, what have we stuffed up here? Invalid syntax, perhaps you forgot a comma. Yes, I did forget a comma. You were right. Let's try that again. So now you'll notice there's a slightly different formatting here. So when we choose something like this, or like this, not a big difference, but slightly different. So now that he has that here for the console, and we have the file name that uses that same formatting, what we're going to do is put this into one thing. So, and I'll explain why in a sec. So let's just do that. So let's take that. I'm just going to cut that for now. Let's go up here and make a constant called logging format. So now, whenever we want to write this somewhere, and you only do this if you're using it more than once or twice. I mean, we could leave it like this, but later on down the track we might use that formatting again. It seems to be a useful format. So now what we've done is whenever we want to change the formatting here and here, all we have to do is change it here. We don't have to look through the code looking for this string and then adjusting it. We just adjust it here and we do it once. So that's the idea there. The second thing is we can fix up this a little bit more readable. So in here we know that the file handler is the file name that we're logging to. So in this case it's going to be arcolinux-app plus the logging format, which is the year, month, day, time, etc., plus the .log. So I think we can make that a little bit better. So if we take this here, and it's not going to change, that's not going to change either. Get rid of that, and I think we make that a constant as well. So we can do log file, and we can do something like so we got that. Let's fix this up a little bit. Log. Let's get rid of that. In here we want logging format. So what we're going to do is format this text here. Format date time. So I'll just go over this in a sec. Date time dot now, and we're going to string format time, and we're going to use this. So see this here, date, time, and this is on Eric's video, he was struggling a little bit with this. So it's to do with how you import date, time. So here all we've done is imported the module, not the class and not the function. So here there's the module, there's the class, and there's the function. And that's the same as if I said import main, and then I want to import the class, and then I want to import a function. So it'd probably look like, I mean, this is just hypothetical code, this is not main, like that. And then if I was to use that code, I would have to do main dot main dot and then let's just say I had a function here, let's just call it this for now, but it wouldn't be this, but if I did, it would look like this. Okay, so it's the same principle with this date time. So the other way to do it, and probably the better way to do it, is you do from date time import date time. So now we don't need to point to the module because we have the module there. So we can get rid of the first date time like this. So we're referencing here the actual class, the class and the function. So from the module we've imported the class. Now we're referencing the class and we're calling the function. So that's how that works. Probably not the best way to explain it, but that's the best I could do for now. So now that we've got our log file name here and did all this stuff here, we can use this in here. And now it's a lot more readable. So the handlers are logging, the file handler is a log file, and logging, the stream handler, is the console. Now in the console with the basic configuration, or the logging, overall logging, we're setting the logging as debug. We're formatted with time, level name, and messages, and then the formatting will be this logging format, which we have here and we've used more than once, so hence why we've made it constant. It doesn't change. This constant here is questionable because we only really use that once, so do we really need to make a constant file? Probably not. Constant there, so probably we could put that in, where do we have it here? Here, because we only used it once, so that there is definitely acceptable. So we can remove that if you don't like it, or leave it. The benefit of having it here, like we had it, is that if we want to change the GUI interface, or we've made another file and we want to test it out, without going through here, we could just go here and change the file name. It's at the top of the file of main, so it's easy to find. You could change the name, say testgui.glade, and then it would use that from here. It's referencing that constant from there. So either or, it doesn't matter. You're not using the code more than once, so putting the file name in here should be no problems, I don't think. But it's completely up to you and how you want to do it. The other thing we want to, we don't need this now, so let's get rid of that because we've implemented that here. So we don't need to make a variable to hold this part of it. So we can completely remove that. The next bit is a little bit messy here. So what we can do is in our initialization, we can or in the class we can make a function and then call it from the initialization. So we could call setup logging, and it's in the class, so it's self, and we'll just put pass here for now. So what we can do is move all of this stuff here that we've got here, and put it in here. And we'll just fix this up. Oops. There we go. It's a quicker way to do it. So now in here, when we are basically our entry point to the application, login.info is not going to work because we haven't set it up yet. So we can get rid of that and we can move it somewhere else later on. So now the entry points are a lot more cleaner. So we come up here and then we're doing our building. But now we're going to have to, if we're going to use login here, we're going to have to call our new function we just made, self.setup login. So now what's going to happen, it's going to come in here, set up login, so it's going to go here, set up the handlers, set up the basic config, then come back here. Now you can use the login and building. So in this part, I think we should change that to its own function as well. So define setup GUI, and because it's in the same class, it's going to be self, and we could probably move all of this in here. I'll just format that, and then we call it from here self.setup the GUI and save. So as you can see now, we've sort of reduced the code a little bit but made it more readable at the same time as well. So we've come in here, we're calling our main code, our main class, and then we come in here on initialization init. We call setup login, so we go to setup login, we set up our handlers. Now that we've changed this to the log file, just change that a little bit so a bit more readable. So there's our file handler is going to be the log file. Our log file here is going to be called arco-linux-app, and then date, time in this formatting here, and the placeholder there. And then where are we? So then the stream handler is going to be the console. So we've obviously got two handlers here, the file one and the stream for the console. So the basic configuration, we set logging to debug, which logs everything. The formatting will be time, level name and message. Level name is debug, and the message is obviously what you write in there, which would be in this case info being the level name, and then the message would be create the main window. The formatting is going to be the same formatting as we used on the file name, which is this here. And the handlers is going to be here, which we defined, which is the file handler and the console stream handler. So if you just follow the code through what it does, come in here, call these two here, and it's all set up ready to go. These here are the on-click events that we set up on the last tutorial on ISO change and on the click me button. And yeah, that's where we're at the moment. So I'm going to leave it here for now and upload this video. Hopefully that helps a little bit or gives ideas or rethinking how you write the code. But anyone's free to write however they want to write code. So yeah, if you learn something, it's good. If you don't, that's fine as well. All right, see you next time.